This morning I was in my meditation, and I have this tendency to go into my meditation and not want to leave. It's a slight issue. And as I was in my meditation, part of what this year has been for me is making a stronger connection to what is unseen. And which I think most of you all know that because I tend to talk about the heavens above. And so my meditation practice has been a major part of my life for many, many, many years. And in that land of it being the unseen, the connection to what holds value is just really important right now. So as we reclaim the energy of our hearts, we want to reclaim the connection to our own values and priorities and not getting nitpicky on it. Clearly, the way that we offer things is changing and will continue to change. The longing to be in your all's company will always be really strong in that physical company. I just don't see a way that ethically aligns for myself right now to do that. So we'll just do this for the time being. And in saying that reclaiming the heart, we also want to grieve what is different and allow that. I'm recording this and coming to you live as it's fall, where it's really this place of relating to the vibrancy of nature. And in that vibrancy, there's a closure. And I'll talk about that more on Thursday. But we have to let go, right? We have to let what needs to fall away. And so that also then creates a renewal, okay? So going into the void, we have this chance to reclaim our heart because we can use the perspective to see what all there was and all there has been and restore that faith, come back into the flame of the heart, that sacred divine spark, and connect to it in a way that can guide us and help us trust in what's sitting before us. So however you're choosing to engage in your life right now and relate to this journey, we're in the place where we start to turn and close out the year. And I know that so many people are ready for 2020 to be over, but remember, it stays with us. Like the past doesn't just disappear. So we want to be really mindful of what we're choosing and how we're choosing to engage, and being as present as we can tolerate, and knowing when we need to ask for support and ask for help. And that sort of idea of looking at this tipping of the scales, if you will, of the structure of our lives that we're really living from, even last year at this time. But if you can go back 9 months, that's really helpful, right? Which would be December, January time. And you can look at that, the lessons that came forward. What were you unhappy with? What were you undervaluing? And how can you, what are you going to do with all that? And be in dialogue with yourself, be in dialogue with the people around you, the people you support, even the people who maybe want to dialogue from a different value perspective. But stay in that conversation so that you can be really conscious of that closure. And again, I'll talk about this more on Thursday. But then we can actually feel this place of how we're relating to what we're leaving behind. And in that, we're in a collective shift. It's not just one person. It's not just the Capricorns or or the Cancer sun signs. It's all of us, okay? So we're going to step on our mats. And we are going to start standing because it just makes sense to me right now. And as we start standing, we're going to connect to that center line, the movement of the center line, right? So you have we're going to start from the ground. You have your tailbone, and it actually tucks under. You don't want to push it under. I notice I stand like this a lot. So we want to feel the tail anchored, the low back moves in, length through the sides. Then we actually feel the back of the chest move out, and then the neck needs to move in and then curve up. Feel the connection to the upper palate and the crown, and feel the connection to the pelvic floor and the soles of your feet on the ground. And the place in the middle of all that is the heart. So we're going to breathe a lot into the back body today. So we can feel full, we can feel supported, we can know that what it is that we're leaving behind us doesn't just disappear, but it will be the energy that helps us stay aligned as we step forward. So bring the hands to your own heart center. And as we've connected to these physical points, that you feel the energy holding you, the appreciation, the joy, the respite that we've all been given. And we can trust that there's plenty of time to find our way, that we don't need to be in a hurry. And as you're feeling that breath, as you inhale and exhale, we'll call on the highest, that our time on our mat and going inward and relating to our innermost self can bring forward the integration that's necessary with harm to none. 3 breaths into the spark of your heart, whether it feels like it's just at a pilot light level right now, or if it feels like it's out of control, wherever it is. Honor that light is still alive within you. Honor that you're giving yourself the time to go inward, to relate back to your own sacred spark. Honoring the integration and the reclaiming of your own energy in that authentic way. If you have your own intention, give yourself a moment to connect and honor and breathe with it. Now let your head bow down. And what I want you to do now is just breathe and honor anything that seems to hold deeper sorrow or deeper pain, or just conflict or uncertainty, like a tension that's inside of you that you can't really identify, you just know it's there. And maybe you just see it as energy. And I want you just to breathe into it. And then you're going to turn your palms up, and whatever that energy is, you're going to place it into the palms of your hands. Eyes are still closed. And as you place it into the palm of your hands, I want you to envision that radiant sun that illuminates our lives and our worlds and guides us and creates the structure for our reality, and is really the center of our system that continues to actually burn with great energy to fuel the energy of our own hearts. Just envision a ray of light pouring into the palms of your hands and pouring around that part of yourself that you're holding and acknowledging, and just let the light surround it and hold it. And embrace. And then you're going to take the light of the heavens and the wound of your heart that is being held by that greater energy, and you're going to invite it all back into your heart center. And breathe fully. And as you breathe into this fullness, that you can honor that there's a greater support that's helping you. Even in that ability to leave behind the pain, but grieve what is lost so we can really give birth. And begin to bring that vision we hold into some level of order when the time's right. And as you breathe, breathe all the way into the back body. And as you breathe into the back body, draw the shoulders to the back, let the hands open to the sides, palms turn up, and just connect to that inner horizon with the palms up, elbows bent. That you can feel that light expanding within you and around you and supporting you. Arms go all the way up overhead. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees, fold all the way forward, touch the earth. Relax the neck and jaw. And then inhale, hands to your shins, lengthen the spine. Look to the left, lift through the belly, and just lengthen through that whole right side body. And then exhale, fold forward. And then inhale. Grow long through the spine, shoulders to the back, lift through the belly, and then look to the right. Okay, so again, we're expanding the horizon and that we can see our potential, and then exhale, fold over, and just bow into the state, your truth, your reality of this moment. Inhale, lengthen the spine again. We'll play with threes today, and exhale, bow down. Relax the neck and the jaw. Touch the hands to the earth. Step back with your left foot. Be strong through the legs. And inhale, pull your hips to the sky as you push your fingertips and your feet to the earth. Pull into the belly. Relax the neck and jaw. You can even round the back. Knees can even be bent. Rounding the back. And just getting a big stretch into the back line of the body. And then lunging forward, step it forward, and exhale over. Bend the knees, right foot goes back. So find your lunge, pull the strength in, your feet and hands are pushing down. You have domes of the hands, the domes of the feet, so you're making this connection to what you're going to create with your hands is going to come from the fullness of your own heart and the way you ground into the truth of your being, the way you reclaim the energy of your own divine spark. And then exhale, lunge, draw into the belly, step it forward, exhale, bow. Inhale, grow long, look to the left. Feel the lift through the belly, hug the outer hips in, and exhale, bow. Inhale, grow long, shoulders drawn, look over to the right. Again, expanding the horizon, seeing that there's a support system available for you. Exhale, bow into the truth of you. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, bow to the earth. Bend the knees, left foot goes back. Okay, find that lunge. Then inhale, pull the hips up, lengthen the spine. Again, both knees can be bent because I want you to feel more connection to the core and the back of the heart. And then exhale, lunge forward. Knee comes to the earth. And then as the knee comes to the earth, you may have to bring the hands up to your front knee. Actually, let's just do it. Hands come to the knee. Draw into the belly, lift the heart, lift the chest. Hands by your sides, big full breath in. Opening the heart, receiving, but feeling supported in the back body. Then exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale the knee up. Step it forward. And exhale, bow. Inhale, bend the knees. Right foot goes back. So both knees can bend here. But what I want you to do is pull the thigh bones back. So that pelvic floor, that tail stretching back. Get a big stretch into the back body. And then exhale, lunge. Knee to the earth. Find that connection to the center, grounded. Hands to the knee. You're going to pull into the belly. Really fill up the back body. Find that length. Remind yourself you're supported. Hands by your sides. Shoulders to your back. Big opening. We're not dropping. There's a lot of connection to that center line. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Hands to the earth. Back knee lifts. Step it forward. And exhale, bow. Inhale. Spine goes long. Ardha Uttanasana. Look to the left. Feel that whole right side body lengthening so you can expand out to the left. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen. And as you're long, look out to the right. Feel just your future broad, wide, and full of potential. Exhale, bow. Inhale, straighten to the center, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale all the way down to the earth. Bend the knees, left foot goes back. Remember, we're going in threes. Inhale, lifting up, stretching into the back body. Wrap that outer right hip back, stay strong through the core. Exhale, lunge, knee to the earth. Toes tucked or untucked is whatever gives you more stability. Pull into that center. Hands to the knee, fill up into the back. Arms by your sides. Big, full breath in. Now, make a choice. What's going to be most supportive for you? To continue to stay grounded and steady and open the heart, the arms just go overhead? Or can you gather all that energy in and then rise all the way up? Do the one where you're not challenging your ego and separating yourself from your true self and your potential, but rather really respecting and receiving where you need to be. Big full breath in, and then exhale, hands to the earth, draw into the belly, step it forward, exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen, right foot goes back, so come back here. Notice how sweet and simple this is at this point, and that first time it was really intense. So trust in that process. Exhale, lunge. Reclaim your center, knees to the earth. Draw into you. Return to the back body. Hands can come to the knee to really pull the core in. Lift the heart up, arms by the sides. So the shoulders are into the back, the heart's lifted, the throat's open. Respect the curves of the spine and the energy of the heart. Respect the knees, the feet, and then determine, do you rise up or do just the arms go up? Full breath in, full breath out. Honor yourself, where you are, the journey you're in. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Step it forward and bow down. Inhale, lengthen, open the heart. And exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees here. Bend the knees deep, hands to the earth. Step all the way back, downward dog. Okay? You can look to the right and look to the left. You can sway the hips to the right and to the left. Come back into that center, that connection with yourself. Soften the area in the shoulders, but don't lose the connection to your core. Inhale forward into plank, and then exhale all the way back. Downward dog. You can also be in a table pose in cat-cow here. Inhale, plank. Exhale, move back. Downward dog. Our rhythm is threes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, pull back. Downward dog. And we're in this energy right now, as this is happening live in real time, where there's a lot more support of encouragement to respect. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, rise up. So we're just going to stoke that fire in a way that just really restokes the fire of our heart. So you don't have to overdo it here. Knees on the earth is really powerful. Exhale all the way to the ground. Melts the heart completely. Hands come by your sides. We're going to turn the palms up, shoulders to the back. So with the palms turned up, you're going to have to be even more intentional of how you're drawing the shoulders in. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart. Keep pushing the hands up. Lift through the inner thighs. You're going to lean towards the right shoulder and lengthen that whole left side. So you're looking to the left, the heart's open, full breath in, hands are up. I know it's a little weird, but hey, what do I do that's normal? Inhale, come through the center, shoulders drawn to the back, and then lean. So the left shoulder's gonna dip down. You gotta really keep pushing the hands up, shoulders into the back. Lean to the left, lengthen out that whole right side. Look out the horizon. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, come back to the center, shoulders to the back. Lift a little bit higher, 3 breaths here. Relax through the neck and jaw. Keep the belly lifted. And then exhale, melt all the way down. Pillow the hands, rest the head. Let the hips sway from side to side. Connect to the beat of your heart. And let the beat of the heart feel connected to the earth beneath you. Breathe into the belly so the back body expands. Inhale, bring your gaze back to the center. Hands under your shoulders. Feet are pointing back, shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, curl the heart up. So I'm in an upward dog with legs on the ground, just to check in with my body. Drawn to the belly, elbows bend, bow all the way down. Okay? So determine from that first one, do you want to go back to cobra or upward dog? I'm going to go upward dog. Inhale, curling all the way up. And then exhale, melt all the way down. Okay, last one. Shoulders roll back, lengthen the spine. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, bow all the way down. Tuck the toes. Push into the earth all the way up. Mine didn't go so well. And then move all the way back. Downward facing dog. Get really connected to the back body, to your core. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Adjust. Sway the hips from side to side. Here we go. Inhale, come forward into a plank pose. We're doing this 3 times, you guys. Exhale, pull back, downward dog. What do you want to sustain? And what do you need to let go of? Exhale, pull back, downward dog. And as we're in that dialogue, we can integrate. Knees high or low, three pulses. Exhale, bend, inhale, rise. And so what we want to do is not make the fire explosive, but where we can actually have that big picture all the way to the earth. Hands by your sides, shoulders to your back. Inhale, rise. And then lean to the right, look to the left. Where we can actually see the potential. Inhale back through the center and have faith in what we're creating. Lean to the left, look to the right. Inhale, come back to the center. Shoulders to the back. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, bow all the way to the ground. Pillow the hands and receive the reclamation of your own heart. To rest, to breathe, and allow. Inhale, come back to the center. Hands under the shoulders, cobra or upward dog. Feet point back, shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, curl the heart up. Lift through the belly, exhale. Pour the heart down. Shoulders roll back. Inhale, rising. Exhale, bend the elbows. Back to the earth. Inhale, curl the heart up. Exhale, bow down. Drawn to the belly. Push up and back. Downward dog. Check in with your hands. How are you placing yourself on the earth? Bend the knees, relax the neck and jaw. Move the body in the way that's necessary for you. And then 3 times. Inhale, plank. Again, you can do cat-cow. Exhale, pull back. Downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, pull back. Downward dog. Inhale, plank. That's 3. Knees high or low. Elbows bend. Inhale, pulse back up. So you don't even have to go very far, right? Work with that place that you can have integrity as you move. Exhale to the earth. Hands by your side, shoulders to your back. Inhale, rise. Dip to the left, shoulders draw in. Lift through the inner thighs. thighs, not your outer legs. And then inhale back through the center, lengthen through the side body, shoulders are still drawn back. Open up. Yes, it's hard to talk and do this at the same time. Inhale, come back. Inhale, rise, 3 breaths. And then exhale, melt, pillow the hands. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Breathe into the depths of that light that is holding the wounds that are still continuing to heal. And then inhale, bring your gaze back to the center. Just because we're doing all the things and taking care of ourselves, and ideally you're here because self-care is a priority, respecting yourself is a priority, honoring the relationship with yourself is a priority, and it's a value that is non-negotiable, doesn't mean that you're always going to be joyful. But what hopefully it does is let you know when you're in that place of healing, inhale, curl the heart out, that you can also know that life is a constant practice of evolving. And evolving, inhale, curl up, is partly that dance of contracting and expanding. So we're going to have parts of us buried deep in our unconscious that are going to still need to be held by that light. Exhale, bow back down. Tuck the toes, push all the way up and back, downward dog. And every time that you show up for it, you're not healing just the energy for yourself, you're healing for others as well. Because you can be in a better conversation with your life and the dialogue. Right, I heard somebody say it the other day, which I needed to hear it again, is we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we have 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to speak. So we need to listen sometimes more than we talk. Little steps, walk forward, which is such a paradox as you guys just have to listen to me. Find both feet and exhale, bow into it. 3 breaths in the forward bend that serves you. It may mean your knees are bent. Just be in the place that is honoring the highest version that's available and accessible in this very moment. You're going to bend your knees, get really strong in your core, strong in your legs. Hold the system of you. Reclaim the energy of your heart from the movement, rolling the spine up, straight through that center line. Once you get to the heart, pause. And as you pause, breathe into that back body. Hands by your side, shoulders drawn to your back. Then feel your head lifting from the great honor of the light in your heart, and then stand here 3 breaths. Palms are forward, shoulders are to the back. Feel all that strength we built through that rhythmic salutation that you could lean into. And notice how your peripheral vision, even with the eyes closed, you can see what is unseen. Inhale, sweep the hands forward, up overhead. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers so the palms of the hands are looking down to you. Draw the shoulders into the back, lengthen the spine more, lean the head back so when you open your eyes, you can open looking into the palms of your own 2 hands. Lift up, relax the head, lift up and reach over to the right. Inhale, come up through the center. Waistline is back, shoulders are back, lengthen and reach over to the left. Stay heavy in your right foot. Inhale, come all the way back through the center. Bring those hands to the back line of the body. Let the hands come to the back of the head. Hold the head. Elbows come forward. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Big deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, come all the way upright. Arms sweep overhead, palms come together. Bring the hands right in front of the heart center. Anjali Mudra, where we feel the two sides, those kind of broader perspective coming right into the center of the heart. See if you can inhale on that horizontal line and exhale on the vertical line. We're going to move through a simple yet challenging flow where I want you just to be aware of how much you waver and how in the journey of wavering that you can still, in that dance of expansion and contraction, of evolution, that you can continuously reclaim the energy of your heart that hopefully you feel more open to and more connected with. So bring the palms to just rest on your heart, then by your sides, lift the heart, lift the chest. Bend the knees so the thighs go back, pull into the waistline, arms come forward, right arm comes to the midline, left arm's gonna wrap. You can keep your right hand stretched open, or you can wrap the wrist. Do the one that's of service for you. Pull back into the back body, weight's gonna go into the right foot. Left ankle is not in eagle pose. It's in this standing pigeon move. Keep pulling the waistline back. Sit the hips deeper. And as you're here, I told you we'd be kind of tangled up wavering. Feel the dance, feel the waver, stay connected. One foot's off the ground, but notice how there's still support. Even if you fall over, even if you go to a wall, even if you ask and receive for more help, that's you being in a stronger dialogue. Then we're gonna inhale up, elbows widen, ankles still on the thigh. Pull into the belly, feel the connection. Bring the knee up, grab the ankle, foot to the upper inner thigh, or the ankle, or the calf. Release the hands by your sides. Waist is back, shoulders are back, heart's open. As much energy that's beneath you supporting you as can expand through the heart. And then inhale, bring the knee through the center. This is a little tricky. We're going to step the foot back and then pivot. Allow the feet to go wide, arms go wide. Palms turn up. Bend the knees so your feet can really ground. Draw into that center, expand the heart. Right foot pivots and turns out. Exhale, warrior two. And as you're in warrior two, feel fully connected to that whole left line, especially if you know that I tend to catch you with your hip popping forward. So feel that lift, feel the expanse, then gaze over the front fingers. Remember, we're doing rhythms of 3, okay? Deep breath in, deep breath out. You choose side angle pose or triangle pose. It is what is going to be of service. Stay full into the back body. Reclaim the energy of your heart, that spark, that light. Expand the inner horizon, then ground into the earth, and then expand into more of that vertical line. Deep, full breath in, and then exhale. Hand comes to the earth. Back heel lifts, step it forward, and exhale over. Bend the knees, push the feet to the earth. Really strong, fill up in that back body. Inhale, hands by your sides, shoulders to your back. Knees bend, thighs go back, pull into the waist. So the arms are in the back body. That's why we did that Shalabhasana in the beginning. Sweep the arms forward. Left arm comes to the midline. So really your left arm is now holding that energy of your heart to receive more of the light. Right arm wraps under so it knows it's supported. You stay connected to the back, the inner form, more so than the outer execution. Thighs go back. Sit deeper, because believe it or not, it's easy. You could even be here, right? You can find a wall in front of you. Just so happens my window's right here. Okay, you could be here for the balance. You could also just find the wall to hold steady. Draw into that core, sit deeper. Now just notice how much you want to go to eagle pose. Notice how attached you are to the patterns of always doing it the way you've done it before. Just notice what comes up, and then as you notice, reclaim the energy of your heart. Reclaim that connection to your truth, to your own potential. And for us to really be able to grow, we have to contract, because then we can expand again. And that contraction gives the boundaries to that expansion. But we have to also see the opportunity. You're going to inhale, elbows go wide, pull into that core, then you're going to rise up. The knee comes up, foot comes to where it needs to be today. This practice, whenever you're watching it. And then inhale, arms by your side, shoulders to your back. We don't drop into the back body. We stay full, we stay connected, we stay alive, and we trust. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to bend the knees. This knee comes to the midline. We honor our pillar of support. The foot steps back. And as the heel pivots, the toes turn in. Adjust the feet. Inhale the arms wide. Palms up. The tendency is to really open the front body and forget and separate from the back body. So I want you to keep the heart open while you are still strong to the core of your heart. And from this lift, from this opening, bend the knees, get as settled as you need to, and then we're going to pivot, because life is just one big pivot right now, again and again. Turn the left foot out. So if in all the pivots, we can use the practice to know how to stay in the priority of our truth, of our light, then we'll be able to choose mindfully, elbow to the thigh or triangle pose. Again, connect to the back line, shoulders to the back, expand on that horizon, and then expand in that vertical line. Enjoy your breath, enjoy your journey. Enjoy that you have a say-so of how you want to engage with what comes to the surface. Exhale the hand to the earth, spin the back heel up, draw into your core, step it forward and fold. Exhale, bow. Knees bend, feet to the earth, roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, feel that lift. Hearts open. Exhale, knees bend, hands come to the midline. Left elbow under the right. Draw into the core. Left ankle. So now here we're doing it again. We can be more connected to the nuances of even just how we're getting triggered. We're going to move faster this time. Inhale, feel lift. Foot comes to the inner thigh. You can always use the wall, remember? Arms by your sides, heart open. Big inhale in. Feel the connection, your potential. Still seeing that inner horizon to be steady upon. Knees bend, foot glides back, and then you pivot. Wide legs, bend the knees, foot turns out. Virabhadrasana 2. Full into that back body. And as you're in that back body, choose side angle pose, or maybe you move into triangle pose. So breathe into the inner horizon, make the connection, and then expand on the vertical. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Knee bends, hand to the earth. Step it forward and fold. Exhale, bow. Push into the earth, bend the knees. Reclaim. From this new foundation, reclaim the energy of your heart. Return to what matters. Return to your intention. Hearts open. And feel the renewal. Knees bend. Arms come to the midline. Right elbow hooks under the left. Pull into the core. Right knee lifts. Ankle rests on the thigh. You want to actually sit deeper. Right? Don't project the triggers out to somebody else. You can't change anybody else. Be in dialogue with yourself and receptive to what's being brought up. Then you can look at what needs to be loved and cared for and healed within yourself. Inhale, rise. Foot to the upper inner thigh. That way you can continue to root and expand. Big breath in. Knee bends. Glide the foot back in a pivot. Right? Find the feet. Arms go wide. Pull into the waistline, turn the left foot out, super full through that right sideline. And then as you're in Virabhadrasana 2, my hands are very high on purpose. You go into side angle pose or triangle pose, grounding in, breathing in, and expanding from the heart. Always a good idea to breathe into every cell of your being, into that density. And even our cells renew. None of us are the same people we were 20 years ago. So it's okay that 2020, the way it's going to end, is different than the way it began. Exhale, bend the knee, hand to the earth. We're just getting a big lesson of letting go of control and getting more into a sacred rhythm. Feet are grounded. Exhale, bow. So we honor what we can't see. Bend the knees, which is the energy of you. You can feel it. You know it. Inhale, rise up. Hearts open. Round 3. Knees bend. Arms come forward. Right arm to the midline. Left ankle to the thigh. Sit deep into it. And then expand into that next version. So the more we connect in, the more we can offer out. Knees bend, foot goes back. Pivot, big full breath in. So you're expansive, then the foot turns, Vira 2. This time, come into the version that's good for you. Maybe it's even doing both. Ha, sneaky. Big breath in. Exhale, bend the knee. So this is placing ourselves in a intentional, powerful way. Like when we move from intention, that's where the power is. Exhale, bow, knees bend, roll the spine up. And if the flow isn't accessible for you, then you take the parts that are accessible. Hands go back, knees bend, arms come forward, left arm to the midline, right arm hugs in, right ankle comes, sit into that depth. And then inhale, rise up. Moving from the back body, moving from the expansive nature of your innermost self. And then exhale, foot steps back, heel pivots, you pivot. We ground, we expand, we connect to that potential. Turn the foot out, stand steady in your heart's light as that inner horizon is expansive and that inner vertical line is steady. Then exhale into side angle or triangle, or even both. And wherever you are in the flow, even if you have to find your own flow, it's beautiful. Exhale the hand to the earth because it's yours. It's you connecting in, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Look over to the right. Notice how even if you run into the boundary of a wall, you can connect to that horizon within you. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, grow long. Lengthen the spine. Look to the left. And then exhale, bow. Inhale, spine grows long. Gazing forward, staying fully connected. And exhale, bow. We're gonna bend the knees all the way to the earth. So you're just gonna come all the way seated. And as you come all the way seated, you're gonna then come all the way down. Choices. You're gonna go bridge pose. You're gonna come lying down to bridge pose for 3 times, or you're gonna roll back into shoulder stand to plow pose, back to shoulder stand to plow to shoulder, right? And you can pulse and bridge into wheel pose if you want, or just do legs up the wall. I know I'm giving you so many choices, but I want you to know that the choices are always available to you. So we're gonna go back. You're gonna roll back into shoulder stand. This can be your shoulder stand too. You can do it at the wall too. Feet go high, throat's open. You're really clear. And then if you're gonna just be doing bridge pose, that's beautiful too. Bend the knees. Maybe the feet touch the earth, maybe they don't. The idea is to breathe into the back body. And then we'll bend the knees, draw into the core, feet go to the sky. So we're making a little wheel, a semicircle. And that's how life works. The pattern of our life is 360 degrees, or maybe you just live by the clock. And our relationship with time is so different. So feel the relationship with yourself also changing. If you are in that shoulder stand plow pose flow, your feet are going to come back and come all the way down. If you did bridge pose or wheel pose, slowly come to the earth where your knees are bent and step your feet wider than your hips. Arms go out from the shoulders, roll the knees to the left. Breathe into that right sideline. Then inhale, come back through the center. Roll the knees to the right. Breathe into that left sideline. We're going to twist to each side 2 more times. This is the twist that supports me the most. If you have a twist that's more supportive for you and your spine, and it's going to keep you not in the ego that's trying to push towards an accomplishment, but rather in the soul that can actually really reclaim the energy of your truth, choose from there. Inhale the knees to the center, exhale the knees over to the other side. We did a ton of work with our spine, okay? And the deeper layers of our spine, not just the surface muscles. And in that work, go to each side one last time. In that deeper working, what we're doing is creating space so that unseen energy can actually come alive. And where we don't hold boundaries, that we can actually have stronger boundaries and barriers. And where the areas where the boundaries are too tight and too closed off can actually start to receive more. Come back to the center. Find your center. Knees come into your chest for a little hug. And if it doesn't feel good to hold onto your knees, hold onto your ankles and let your knees fall open. The idea is that we want to be able to breathe. Relax the jaw, relax the forehead. Bring the knees back to the center, feet to the earth. And now as you're here, honor the curve of your low back. So the tailbone's heavy. The tail's not curled up off the floor. Tailbone's heavy. There's a tiny arch in the low back. The area behind the heart is heavy on the ground. And then the neck is off the floor, and then the skull is heavy. And in these curves, you can envision horizontal lines, okay? So that what I want us to do is when we breathe, as we inhale, we're breathing to that inner horizon. We're feeling the space that we're cultivating internally, expansive on the periphery. And then as we exhale, we feel the connection of our spine growing longer and stronger, the connection to the earth below us and the skies above us. So come to that position of Shavasana, of corpse pose, where your legs stretch out long. If you feel any vulnerability in the spine, Grab some pillows and put them under your knees. And as we're here, settle into the energy of you. Let the head get heavy, the tail, the calves, the arms. And as we inhale, we'll breathe on those horizontal lines. Just envision them and just inhale in. Your lungs are moving out to the side, and so that's enough. And as you exhale, just feel the elongation of your own energy. That the boundary of you is strong and clear. So that you can connect to that container that's ready to expand. That vehicle that's going to carry you towards what you want and desire. That remains aligned with your values. And connected and integrated with the light of your own heart. Enjoy a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Just as you are. Allow for the deepening of the breath in and the deepening of the breath out to help you be even more of who you are, just as you are. And just as you are, feel the expansion of that energy that you've reclaimed. And what is it and how is it supporting you? Wiggle your ankles and your hands and your fingers, sway your head, and then stretch the body as you choose. And then we're going to roll over to one side. And as you roll over, feel connected and supported. And feel that even though things are different, they're still the same. The light within you is still continuing to evolve and come alive. Take the top hand, touch it to the earth, and slowly come up into the comfort of your seat. And as you find the comfort of your seat, sit long with the spine, connected into that back body. Notice how much easier it is because you can feel it. Even though that support system is still unseen, we feel a stronger connection to it. We feel a stronger anchor in our own heart, ground into the earth. Palms turn up. You're going to inhale the hands just to the horizon. This is in honor of my grandmother, who has just always been a guide for me and was also a strong believer in angels as well. And so connect to any energy that's gone before you. that has supported you, and that wisdom has brought you to your own heart center. And when we can reframe the past into a perspective that lets us keep the broad picture, the big picture on our life, then we can connect to the moment we're in. Bring the hands to your own heart, reclaiming the energy of ourselves. And in that reclamation, that we can say hello from a place of more selfless service, from a place of connecting and communicating, where the tension finally releases and that potential finally comes alive. And so it is from my heart to yours. I say hello to these next moments, recognizing that light that holds each of us and guides all of us on our way. Namaste.